Wow, what just happened? All of a sudden, it seems like the market is starting to shift. Common questions I get are, when will there be more inventory on the market, more houses for sale? And then, of course, the follow-up question, what will happen to prices when that does happen? So that's what I'm going to talk about today by covering some key factors that affect the real estate market in general, providing some insight into what's happening in the market today and where it might be headed in the near future. Hi, I'm Stacy.Butchart, and I'm a real estate broker here in Portland, Oregon. This channel is all about living in Portland, along with all you need to know about moving here and about buying, selling, or investing in real estate in the Portland metro area. If these are topics that interest you, do hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. So, let's get on with it. It's late May 2021, and in many areas across the country, we're now starting to see a slight shift in the housing market. Here in the Portland metro area, we're actually starting to see houses sit on the market for a week or longer. Imagine that. So could this be a sign that we're going to start seeing the housing market stall, or maybe just start seeing price reductions? There are three factors that affect housing prices and the general dynamics of the real estate market: inventory, interest rates, and buyer demand. In that sense, for buyers anyway, it's kind of been the perfect storm. We just don't have a lot of supply out there. Interest rates have been super low for quite a long time, and buyer demand has been super high. As a result, we've been experiencing this crazy dynamic in the housing market where homes are selling well over asking price in rocket speed and with unheard of terms. To see significant change in the market, one of two things has to happen. We either need to see an increase in supply or a decrease in buyer demand. The decrease in demand would most likely happen because of higher interest rates, and we're being told now that that isn't really likely for the next couple of years. Rates will always fluctuate a bit here and there, but you're not likely to see a huge increase in rates in the near future. So that just really means the only thing that's really going to make a difference in the market is an increase in supply. So the big question is, why is housing inventory so low? Here's my thinking. First, the pandemic. It's brought on a lot of fear and uncertainty, and it's been going on for a very long time. A lot of would-be sellers are really concerned about having a lot of people walking through their homes. So they're just kind of waiting it out. Second, you're going to hear about this a lot, low inventory. I think there are a lot of people that would like to sell and find something that better suits their current life. They might want something larger, they might want to downsize, or they might want to move out of the area because now, as a virtual worker, they can. But because of inventory, they're just afraid they're not going to be able to find that next ideal home. As we all know, in a seller's market, it can be challenging, if not impossible, to get an offer accepted on a new home when closing on that home is dependent on selling your current home. So, those folks are also hanging tight, waiting for inventory levels to increase. I also believe that as more and more people get fully vaccinated and life begins to return to normal, or the new normal, I guess, that there will be more confidence and certainty and willingness for sellers to put their homes on the market. And surprise, surprise, as those levels of inventory increase, those sellers that have been holding off will start to see that there are more homes coming on the market. And so now those sellers are going to be willing to sell because now they see that there's potentially something out there that they'd actually like to buy. In addition, it seems to me that buyer fatigue is starting to set in, and the buyer pool is starting to dwindle as buyers start to feel like they're getting priced out of the market. As a result, some inventory will start to sit on the market, which also helps to build inventory. So now we see even more inventory on the market, which builds confidence in general, and so here we go. Of course, the next question is, does that mean prices will drop? I don't think so. I think they might stagnate a bit, and they certainly won't be blowing up like they have been. Strong markets in homes that are at price points that are in high demand now should continue to do well. Why? Well, there's still plenty of pent-up buyer demand, and interest rates are going to stay relatively low. When you've got 10 to 20 people who desperately want the exact same house, or so it seems, only one is going to get their offer accepted, and that means there are 19 others that are still looking. As we do see inventory build, and I've seen this before, it will be really important for sellers to adjust their expectations. Because of this crazy market we've had lately, there are plenty of sellers out there that are pricing their houses well above fair market value because they're pretty confident they're going to get that price. But even in a hot seller's market, that's not always the best strategy. It really is better to price your house reasonably at fair market value and let the market do its work by bringing in multiple offers and potentially getting that higher price. But honestly, pricing too high right out of the gate just really limits the buyer pool, which ultimately could lead to a lower sold price. Most likely, it will continue to be somewhat of a seller's market. Homes that are pretty dialed in and priced right will continue to sell quickly. If you're planning on buying in the somewhat near future, you're still going to want to go through the process of getting pre-approved because it's most likely still going to be a competitive market, especially if you're buying under a certain price point or for something that's sort of hard to come by anyway. Bottom line here, we need more housing inventory, which could be coming because greater seller confidence will lead to more listings, and more listings on the market will lead to greater seller confidence. In addition, a slight stagnation of the market, meaning houses may sit on the market just a little bit longer than they have been, primarily due to buyer fatigue and a dwindling buyer pool, may also allow inventory to build a bit. So hopefully that gives you a little more insight as to where the market is right at this moment and where it might be heading in the near future. I hope this information has been helpful, and thanks for watching this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so do leave a comment below and let me know if there are topics you'd like to have me cover in a future video. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm Stacy Butchart, and I'll see you next time.